What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast, we talk about
stuff
and things. Things and stuff.
That's it.
That's about it. All this and more on today's episode of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. Pew, 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 pew. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 158 of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I'm Jared.
What up, people? I'm Jay.
And we are back at it again. Jay, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Just relaxing. Last day on vacation.
Yeah.
If you want to call it a vacation, just quarantined in my house, not doing much of nothing.
Yeah.
Trying to stay away from these folks that don't like to listen.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
So you took a vacation,
Yep.
but you didn't really go anywhere.
Nope. Didn't plan on going anywhere. I know my parents want to see me, see the kids and whatever, but I'm not trying to take that chance of going there and bringing something to them when their health isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
We just stayed home. Yeah. That's it.
That makes sense.
Watch a lot of movies, and that's about it, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, you'd have had to weigh the the thought process of having to stay in a hotel or trying to stay with the in-laws, which is basically the same thing, I guess. So yeah, I get that. I get that. We have. Let's see here. I guess since the last recording, we went out of town for a few days, and it was just a few hours away. We only made one stop in the middle, just to get some food in a drive-through. And our car had enough gas to make it all the way down. So we went out of town for a few days and then hung out, and didn't really do much except for hang out at the pool at a family member's house. And other than that, we stayed in the house. We went on a little hike, a little outdoor hike that was quick and not too hot. And then, we came back after a few days. So that was cool. Basically it. Other than that, just like, most like everyone else, just hanging out, quarantining at the house.
Mostly everyone else are being idiots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're not staying quarantined.
Yeah.
And they're not wearing the doggone mask. And our idiot of a president thinks we're at the head of all of this and we got it under control. Mm-hmm. But that ain't the case because U.S. is number one in everything. Yeah. So
this is not a good thing to be number one in.
Yeah, we're the king of ventilators, is what he said in the last speech he made. The king of ventilators, and that's what he's proud of.
The king of ventilators.
That's his words exactly. The king of ventilators, because we made so many ventilators to help the world out. Yet we're at the top. We're the king of corona cases. How about that one?
It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, we've talked about this before. I don't understand where his mindset is, like when he says, what he's thinking, what he's thinking, like when he decides to talk. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know why he would say what he would say when he would say it. It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, I guess you could always compare him to past presidents, and see how they would have done in this situation. And you could say that, maybe that Obama would have did better, or Bush may have did better, or Clinton, or whoever. But really, you don't know. We don't know because none of us have been in this. But I do believe that they would have made different statements. They would have made statements like that. They would have made, more thought out, more, more conscious statements, I guess.
Yeah, because it just sounds like he's just going off the cuff, man. He's just like saying whatever comes to his mind at that particular moment.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense at all.
No, not at all.
So you know,
not at all.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see who gets this next presidency, if we have 4 more years of him or 4 brand new ones of somebody else.
Yeah. And I guess, I know that he had a rally, our current president had a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And I know that there's been, several cases like that have popped up because of that. There's a lot of, and it's one of those things where the people who went there all brought it back to whatever town they're from, you know what I'm saying? Or their neighborhood or whatever. And yeah, it's just been sort of crazy. And of course, there's been still protests and riots in places, which I think also has contributed. But then again, I think there's a lot of governors who are opening, who decided to open their state back up for business, so to speak, a lot earlier than maybe they should have. And I think
Texas.
Yeah. And I think a lot of them are realizing that now, and even admitting it, I've seen. And so, it's just unfortunate. I mean, Utah is one of those as well. Even though I thought our state took a little more like conscious approach for a while. But they decided to open the beginning of May, I believe it was. And then I think just maybe like mid-June-ish, early mid-June, somewhere around there, they were actually considering going green, the whole state. But then that's when, some cases started to arise, and then they just decided to go like, a few like very rural counties got to go green. So
yeah, it's mandatory now. Everybody has to have masks here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in Texas. So
yeah.
We'll see what the numbers bring in the next couple weeks or so. So as of now, we're still all in. We order our groceries and stuff, had it delivered, and then we take the extra precaution to like sanitize that.
Yeah. What do you wipe your groceries with? Like a sandy wipe?
What do you call those things? Clorox wipes.
Okay.
So we still happen to have Clorox wipes, even though like none of the stores around us have any Clorox wipes.
I was gonna say, I thought that was amazing that you actually had some. So you still have some.
we still had some from like way before. We always like stocked up on the most randomest type stuff.
Yeah.
Like I had like it's sad to say, but I had like a whole box full of N95 masks in my garage that hadn't even been opened.
Wow.
I mean, I felt bad because I was like, dang, should I like bring some of these to the hospital? And then I thought to myself, dang, well, what if I need it eventually? Because this was before everybody and their mama started making those, little masks,
cloth mask.
Sewn on, little cloth masks. So, so I ended up popping a box open and using some, and I use it, whenever I do yard work, just because I got terrible allergies. But yeah, we stock up on all kinds of stuff. I still have like a box of freaking gloves in my garage too. Yeah.
I have gloves as well. So when you do go out, away from the house, are you using that N95 or using a fabric version?
Now I use my fabric version.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
I use my fabric version.
Yeah. My sister, shout out to her. Thanks to my sister Jazz. She ordered, several fabric masks, for our family, like in all different sizes. And I guess she told me just the other day, and she probably told me this the first time, but maybe I didn't catch it, was that the lady who sewed them together actually sewed in the middle layer of the mask, has like a HEPA filter, built into it.
That's cool.
So, we could wash it and reuse it. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
So
that's good. That's
been really good. So I've been using that, and actually under that, I've been putting like a coffee filter, So I'll put that between my face and the mask, just for like an added filter of protection. But then she told me that, so I was like, well, why am I using the coffee filter? So I don't know. But
it's cool.
Just one of those things. And yeah, here, I know that Texas is going through a lot of people who aren't trying to follow the mask rules. I know that here in Utah, it's similar, just like I think a lot of other places around the country, where people are just saying, no, I don't want to wear that, but the governor's like, no, it's a mandate. You need to wear it, So,
yep.
So yeah, I think that it's, it's just one of those things. Like when you go inside of any store, you have to have one on, as it should be. So, yeah.
I see a lot of people getting kicked out too and throwing little temper tantrums.
Oh yeah.
Like I saw this one today, Costco Karen, she didn't want to put a mask on.
Was that the lady who was sitting on the floor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Costco Karen. There you go.
I saw that, and that was sort of. I'm still very surprised when I see people do that. Like they go to those lengths to say, hey, I guess their preference in wanting to wear a mask or not is more important than, everyone as a whole. And I just think it's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. So
it is. It is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, when you do leave the house, where have you gone? I know you said that you normally order your groceries and get them delivered, but what are some of the places you've gone to?
Just Costco. Not Costco. Sam's and Walmart are usually the only two places. Like if I have to, I'll go to Sam's, get like a ton of stuff, and that way I don't have to get groceries for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, sometimes we do, Walmart for the same thing, but mostly for, small produce type stuff because, that stuff goes bad fast.
Yeah.
But then, of course, my wife found this thing called Imperfect Foods, where they ship a whole bunch of produce to you. So, like, there'd be like, let's just say like there's some bruised oranges or bruised peaches or something that's in the store. All that stuff will get packed up and then they'll divvy it out and ship it to you. So we've been doing that a lot lately, so we don't have to like do a lot of produce shopping.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. I saw an ad for that somewhere. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing. That's the only place I've really been going out to. I can't think anywhere. I go get my allergy shot every Tuesday or Thursday, depending on what week it is, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Don't leave the house at all.
Yeah, let me think. So there's a grocery store that I go to up here called Harmon's. Done that. That's mainly where we get groceries every time, just because this is the first grocery store, maybe the only grocery store that mandates anybody inside there has to have on a mask. And and they'll ask you at the door if you have one, if you to go ahead and put it on. If not, they'll give you one. And so, and they said like all of their locations, they have it that way. So I'll go there, even though it's a little more pricey. It's still, just the peace of mind, but their stuff is slightly more pricey than like a normal grocery store, but, than like a Kroger or Walmart. But, the food quality is good, and they have. It's
kind of like a Central Market or something. As far as like price wise,
yeah, maybe not that high. No, the Central Market is more, but there's a lot of similar stuff that you would find at a Central Market, like more specialty stuff on top of all the regular stuff, I guess. But I've gone to Home Depot a couple of times. Since it all started, I went a couple weeks ago to get a new lawnmower. Let's see here. Where else? I mean, and we've actually gone and had lunch or dinner on the patio outside at some restaurants. We've actually done that. We'll show up with our masks. And a lot of those places will say you have to wear your mask until food comes, So yeah, we've done that, which, I don't know, which I have mixed feelings about. I guess sometimes you want to be like downwind or upwind, I guess, of other people that may be outside as well.
Yeah, true.
So
yeah, I'm the type of dude I'd probably just either order my food to go beforehand or sit at my car with my bag of food. Make sure I'm not near anybody.
Yeah.
Or you could just like cut a little slit inside your mask, and then you got a pretty cool little design where you could eat and still be able to be safe.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Hey man, it might look kind of cool.
Yeah, it might
look pretty cool.
Actually, I think my wife showed me something the other day where somebody had like a baby wipe. They basically used a baby wipe container with the little flip top and have that as their mask, and they flip open the top so they can have a drink of whatever they were drinking and closed it back afterwards. So that's sort of probably along the lines of what you're talking about. Yeah, that's funny. And then, so then the other day we went to IKEA. I think beginning of the week we went to IKEA. And, they mandated everybody have a mask inside. And they had like a line, and they were, they have all the social distancing, signs up and all that stuff. And they were letting people in. I thought they were trying to cap how many people were in the building. But they were basically like slowly letting people in, like every couple of minutes they'd let, the next person in line in the store. But if you've ever been to an IKEA, it's like basically one long track with a couple of shortcuts. And so they force you to go through the whole store unless you, know of somewhere else that you want to go. So, yeah, so that was sort of nerve wracking because there was so many people in there. It seemed like there were so many people in there, even though it wasn't like the normal, it would be at IKEA, how busy it would be. But
it's funny.
There's lots of people there, and yeah, it was nerve wracking for me because it just seemed like there were, some people were following and like trying to be cautious and careful and walk around, and other people were just blasting through. So I think that's everywhere, but.
Did you guys just go in blind, not knowing what you wanted, or did you guys have an idea?
Yeah, there was like one thing that we specifically wanted, but it became a trip to go through like multiple aisles.
Oh boy.
And go, and then so we ended up, taking home a lot more than we initially planned on getting.
That's crazy. So, yeah, last time I went, I knew exactly what I wanted, so I just went past the registers. I probably wasn't supposed to do this. I just walked through where the registered part was, and then just went and grabbed my boxes of whatever shelving I needed, and just went right back out. Less than 10 minutes, and I was done, man. Yeah. Man, I have to say that it's hard to do that. It's hard. Sometimes I can't remember the last time I went through there and didn't get, only got the couple things I went for. I mean, there have been some times where, specific, but most of it, and it may be one of those things where like, if you go by yourself, then you're going to get, XYZ thing. But if you go with a spouse or with kids, it maybe takes longer and you end up buying a little more. Yeah, screw that.
Yeah.
Can't do it, buddy.
Yeah. So, no, but yeah, Costco was a nerve-wracking one. But everywhere else we've been, has been a little less nerve-wracking. Except for the grocery store. I think every now and then I get a little frazzled in there, but, whatever. So. Yeah.
I got you. Cool.
Anyway, all right, well. Okay, well, that was a bit. Talk about that. So what do we want to talk about now? We want to talk about the couple voicemails we have, or we want to do something else?
Yeah, let's just do them voicemails.
Okay, go for it.
Voicemails.
Tell them what
you could hit us up. 385-3BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Shoot us a voicemail and tell us whatever's on your mind.
Yes, indeed.
We don't care.
Yes, indeed. All right, good deal. Well, here we go. All the voicemails from our cousin in Memphis. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, y'all. This your cousin, Memphis Diva, your Memphis correspondent. I'm in traffic on my way home in a storm. It's 72 degrees. So let's talk about some things. First of all, I want to my dad, I miss him, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about that man. Oh, wait, now somebody wants to call me. I have to call them back. But anyway, hey, so I heard about to start phase 1 again here in Memphis because this is just not acting right, and the COVID cases are high. And my second thing I want to talk to y'all about, what actor do you think will make a good president, like to run against Cheeto Boy? I was thinking of like Will Smith and Dave Chappelle. I bet he'd be a kick-ass president. Let me see. Oprah Winfrey, maybe. Meg the Stallion, she make a good president. Beyonce, she don't know how to read, so we can't let her be a president. But then Cheeto Boy don't know how to read either. Okay. That's all I got to say for now. They sent me home today because I had a diabetes crisis. So they get real scared that my job be like, oh, no, sit down. We'll catch it. You can't catch diabetes, you idiot. But I guess I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Wow. So who do you think would be, what actor do you think would be a good president?
That's a good question. That is a good question. Initially, when I thought about it, I was like, maybe The Rock. The Rock might be a pretty good president. Mm-hmm. He may be like intimidating to other leaders of the world, just in case they want to try to, pop off and do something crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Who do you have on your mind?
I mean, I was just trying to think of somebody who, somebody who was thoughtful enough, about our country and our people as well as other people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And only the thing is, like, you don't really know most of the celebrities. You don't know them other than the persona that you see on screen or on stage or whatever it is. So that's a really tough one, man. It's a really tough one. I mean, maybe like Mark Ruffalo or something like that. He might be good.
Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Just because of his, thoughts on a lot of different topics. But I don't know. But then again, that's, for me to say, I don't know all of his thoughts and feelings on every topic, so I couldn't do that. But he would not be the intimidating side, if that makes any sense. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of a female, that would fit the bill too. And I got to think about that. I don't know. So,
yeah, I mean, I guess if I know she said Meg the Stallion, so I guess I could throw in a entertainer as well. I'd probably say the Killer Mike or Immortal Technique. They are very outspoken when it comes to like political agendas, talks, and things like that. Especially Immortal Technique. He's very outspoken, and he seems like he knows his history about this country, all the laws and everything that goes on. So I definitely have him.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to think about other entertainers and whatnot. Males, females. I think you get to the, I know that we've had some former, presidents that were entertainers in whatever capacity. And I think that
turn on.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that too. And thing about that is, will they, I don't know. I guess if they were running for office, they would probably be like serious about it rather than, be on more, they're trying to show their publicity or trying to get publicity or whatever. So
I was, of course, I think, well, both of us were born and around in that 80s Reagan era. So I'm curious, I don't know, what was Ronald Reagan's like policies to get him like the presidency? Like, just that's what I'm curious about, because he was an entertainer beforehand, an actor, correct? So I'm wondering what he had to say to the American people that would get them to vote for him.
Man, I don't even know, man. I think that I don't know. I think that what was he after Jimmy Carter, right?
He was after Jimmy Carter.
I don't know.
I was baby. I ain't care nothing about no politics. I ain't know nothing about politics at that time.
Same. I had no thought or feeling on the matter, and I don't know what his platform was, but I mean, it might have been one of those things, where similar to the current president, he had popularity for other reasons beforehand, so that probably got him some votes. And I don't know, it was, he was a Republican, so maybe it was like a change from a Democrat that the people wanted at the time. And, there's, I don't know, some other stuff. I have no clue, man. I don't know. Could not tell you one way or the other. But yeah, but I think that popularity, that sort of aids them, when they're trying to run, that sort of helps them out. So definitely helps them out. So I don't know. It's a good question though. All right, here we go. Next up, 3, 2, 1.
What up? # Blackout Podcast. It's your cousin, Milton Diva 99. So what's been going on, y'all? It's about 4 o'clock in the morning here. I've been up since 3. I took a nap and it lasted. But anyway, happy holidays, I guess. I don't know. 4th of July is coming up, and these folks out here popping fireworks 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm just over it. Yeah. 4th of July, I'll probably be asleep in the bed. But anyway, I'm about to listen to your latest episode, and I see you got Aunt Jemima and stuff on there, and now I want a waffle all of a sudden. God dog it. But nothing's going on. I'm back at work, which is weird because half of the office is not there. And I hear Corona is on the rise. And it's spiking here in Memphis a lot, Florida a lot. So I want y'all to be careful down there in Texas. Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm not sure where you are. But I will talk to you guys later. I'm about to work on my resume. Yes, resume. Because I'm a little... Work is different, especially when your bosses don't listen to you. But we'll talk about that later. I'm blacking out because I feel like I'm part of the podcast. So, bye.
Yeah, you can say that whenever you want.
Yes, cool. Definitely part of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. We'll skip to the next one. I guess. Yeah, it's crazy. I should probably be doing the same thing and updating my resume just in case. Yeah.
Even though the company is safe and we're doing well despite all this, I just need to keep it sharp. So.
Yeah. It's always a good idea. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
This is Memphis Diva 99 coming to you from Memphis, Tennessee. It's 7 a.m. I'm on my way to work, and the world is crazy, my friends. Been looking in the news and people fighting, and COVID is still on the rise. It's on the rise here in Memphis, Tennessee. A lot of people on the motorcycle scene here are getting the COVID. Because you won't sit your ass down. Meaning, you're going to the bike night, you're having parties, and you won't sit down. I haven't been to a function in a minute. And I get tested every week at work now because I'm going to work. And it's going up your nose and going to your brain, and it feels like you're having an out-of-body experience. When I walk out of there, my mascara is running down my face because my eyes water and I look like a little raccoon. So what are y'all doing to stay COVID-free? Because Lord knows, Clorox, I'm stocking up the restaurants quick. Because some restaurants say you got to have a mask on, some don't say nothing. I walked in Church's Chicken yesterday to get me a piece of chicken. I forgot to put my mask on, and the lady wouldn't serve me no chicken. I didn't need any damn way. Okay, bye.
Wow. All right. Crazy. Well, I think we talked a little bit about what we're doing to stay safe earlier, with our masks and not going out and ordering online, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's the thing, man. That's the thing. I initially started going places, when I went shopping or whatever, and wear gloves when I went shopping.
Right.
But I guess as long as I have some hand sanitizer in the car, I have not been wearing gloves the last few times I went shopping.
Yeah, me as well. But then I used to sanitize the gloves when I got in my car.
Oh, yeah.
When I did wear gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Drop some sanitizer on that so I could disinfect it, I guess, if you want to say that. Yeah. Then I'll be able to reuse it again if I need to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would, let's see here. I think what happened was, like, I got to the point and talking to my sister, she was saying, like, if you're wearing gloves and touching, grabbing one thing to the next thing and the next thing, you're just basically touching, touching all the same stuff. Eventually you're going to touch, 10 things, and then everything you touch after those 10 things will be touched by all those things you touched before, So you may just quote unquote cross contaminating, without trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be the same thing if you're touching it with your hands too,
Yeah, that's true. So
it's like either way it goes,
about the same, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much about the same thing. You grab one thing, you're gonna grab something else. It's all the same hands.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. Very true. Very true. But yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, man, it sounds like, restaurants are saying to cover up your face, cover up your face. But she said something about having Clorox and tissue paper. Hopefully that means Clorox wipes or hand sanitizer,
unless she figured out some cool way to make her own Clorox wipes.
Yeah, which I think I've seen people do.
That's what ways. I need to try and figure out, how to make Clorox wipes. Yeah. My own type of sanitizer wipes.
Yeah. I've seen people do that with a lot of different types. I've seen people actually make homemade sanitizer and it works just fine. So, which is always interesting. So, weird, but it is what it is. All right, cool. Here we go. Next up, 3, 2, 1.
It's me, Memphis Diva 99. I'm on my way to work. And I just wanted to say, remember that book I wrote, fellas, Monday mornings, a cup of laughter? Well, I need that book, and I wrote the damn book. It looks like I'm going to be changing up a few things this year, and new job is one of them. Just sometimes you just gotta know when you've done all you can, and you know when something you just get tired of. Just get tired, and that's where I'm at. I'm having to get HR involved in a few things because some stuff just ain't right. So pray for me, and y'all, no use of being in a toxic work environment. No use of having toxic friends. Just no use of doing it. Toxic stuff is not good for your health. It's just not. That's my public service announcement for today. Okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's true. Being in those kind of environments is not good. So yeah, it definitely, makes sense, and definitely agree with that. Sometimes it's hard to get out of that situation, and sometimes it's not as hard. Sometimes you're forced out of the situation, so definitely understand.
I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, what do we got next? I want to talk about President Kanye, or you want to talk about something else?
Sure, let's go for President Kanye. Or President-elect Kanye. Or presidential hopeful.
Want to be presidential hope Kanye. Yeah, so apparently, Kanye West says he wants to run for president this year, which is very interesting.
I mean, he bumped it up a term because he said he wanted to do 2024 sometime last year, I think it was, or something like that. So I guess he wants to do it this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you what are you thinking, man? Like, how do you think? What do you think he's joking? Do you think he's real? He's real?
I don't know. I don't know, man. He has too much stuff on his plate to even worry about being president.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see us going very far, but of course, hey, anything can happen. It's 2020.
Yeah.
But if he does go the distance, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm scared to think how it's going to turn out because I think social media, he's going to get the side of the young social media people, maybe the ignorant social media people.
Yeah.
It's just weird because nobody's really for Trump. Nobody's really super excited for Biden, but they're going to go for him just to get Trump out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I have no clue.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I same here, man. I think that maybe he's joking. Maybe it's some kind of publicity stunt like I was talking about earlier. Nobody really knows what his platform is, at this point. So, and by all accounts, he's been a proponent and a friend of, Donald Trump. So, how do you take that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you take that as somebody who doesn't like the current president? Do you, are you trying to not have somebody else that's like him? You thinking Kanye's going to be like him?
Well,
or not? I don't know.
There's something interesting, and I can't remember, something interesting I read maybe a couple months ago about Kanye's relationship with Trump. And I know I'm going to be fumbling over these words, and I'm not 100% sure, so I just encourage anybody to go out there and look it up. But apparently it was just kind of like all a stunt, air quote stunt, just to get in there and have these conversations with Trump, especially Kim Kardashian having these conversations with Trump.
So they can get some intel?
Well, you notice how she was able to have these conversations with Trump and able to get some people out of prison, some women out of prison. I can't tell you the exact number of women she was able to help get out of prison. Because if she didn't do that, then those particular women would probably still be there.
Yeah.
So I heard, that's what I read. Don't quote me on it. Look it up for yourself. But I read that and I've seen a few sources with that as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a PR thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Kanye has some really dope agenda that he really wants to push. I'm curious to see what that White House is going to look like when he gets inside.
Yeah, right.
If he gets inside, oh man, I don't know. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting.
It just sounds like, I don't know. It just sounds like, I don't know. We don't really know what we don't really know. We don't really know what he would do. We don't really know how he'd react. We don't really know if he is being, if he's being, for real about it, or if he is not. So I think that's the question everybody has in their mind. And yeah, that would be that'd be pretty interesting if he, if they were just trying to, just sort of trying to get all those conversations to learn things, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know, or just to do that, just so people can see them, trying to do something political. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I doubt he's gonna make it that far.
Yeah, it'd be pretty hard, right?
Yeah, he has like less than 4 months away. Let's see, August. Yeah, less than 4 months away.
Well, he has enough money to run. I don't doubt that. But
yeah,
even if he ran on like an independent ticket, whoever the independent person is right now, he'd have to overcome that person to be able to just get on the ticket. And then if he created his own party, then like what would that be? You know what I'm saying? How does that work? But I think that. I think it's this. Like, I think that he would take votes away from any other candidate, regardless, just because of who he is, right?
Right.
And let's see here, but I don't necessarily think that he has enough fans / people who would. Vote for him outside, with him not being a regular politician, that would, that he'd be able to win. But hey, I could be wrong. You never know. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, with that said, being a regular politician,
or not a politician, whatever.
Well, do you think we necessarily need to keep having career politicians to be president?
That's a good question.
Because I know that's why a lot of people voted for Trump, just
because he wasn't
playing, because he wasn't a career politician, and they thought he was gonna break up the establishment. But I mean, we see how that turned out.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily because he was because people were racist and pulling a racist agenda like we see nowadays.
I don't know, man. I think there's value to people who are career politicians just because they've sort of like been in that realm for a while, so they sort of know how to handle certain things. But then again, I think there's also value for people who aren't, because they see it from from like a regular person's perspective, and they're like, I'm not gonna do what a regular politician would do in this situation. I won't make the same type of decision,
Right.
So I think that's I think that's the thing that non-career politicians, like teachers or people who have been, just in the workforce or, whatever. I think that's a good thing. If you have people like that, because they're giving you a whole different perspective, and if they're like running for, like the local city or state government, they've been able to see it from, a whole different perspective than somebody who's been doing that for a long time. So
right, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a good question though. But anyway, yeah. So we'll see what happens with Kanye, if he actually gets to run or not. So
hashtag 2020 vision.
Wow. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
That's his slogan.
Man, that's so crazy. So crazy. And of course, he'll have an album about it. Some kind of album about it. So
yeah, he has a new album coming up. So maybe this is get people talking about it.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's an angle too. I don't know. It's a twofer. He'll run for office and then also drop an album at the same time. Who knows?
Can you imagine that speech he's gonna give on his day of signing in the office?
Yeah, no, I can't.
Is it gonna be a song?
No,
a rap song. He's gonna have his choir there.
Yeah,
they gonna all sing behind him.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of music involved in that.
First Lady Kardashian.
Yeah, right. That would be interesting too. Trying to think though. I know that. I mean, I know that there's a lot of entertainers who do certain things sort of for publicity when they have a project coming out. And so we'll see if that's if that's the case for this one or not.
Right.
So
we'll see.
It is what it is. Anyway. All right,
yes, sir.
What else we got?
Well, I know you had mentioned something about the NBA coming back before we started recording. But then I started. Well, I wrote down a little note this week about the NFL season, and I'll see if I can find it. So I said, what if instead of an NFL season, because we know that's really doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
No.
Let's say the NFL and the sports networks hired the top Madden players to play on game days. And the teams would draft a player to represent them, to play for them. So it'd still be like the same games, same schedules. You just have a dedicated player to play the whole team.
Wow. That'd be interesting.
Would you watch every Sunday?
I don't know if I'd watch every Sunday, but like I'd be interested to see. Like I'd watch maybe like the first Sunday or first couple Sundays just to see, how it goes, and if it's interesting enough to continue watching, I guess.
Yeah, so like we wouldn't even show the actual game player. It would just be all the just the screen you'd see.
Yeah.
All the cut scenes, everything going on, and throughout the game.
Yeah.
All the passing, everything. So.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be a fun take on it. I know right now, if you look at like ESPN and stuff like that, they have sort of like gaming leagues, and they've been showing them playing NBA Live or 2K, what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of different players, and most of these teams I think they have that they've created themselves, and they'll just play in tournaments. And then also I know that they have some players who've been playing as well. So on those things, but I don't know, man. I think that would be.
I might post this up on Twitter. See what people think.
Yeah.
I'll tag EA Sports and NFL and some other folks.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Interesting take.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, I have a question. So I saw in Fort Worth that didn't they paint Black Lives Matter downtown in Fort Worth?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like on Main Street somewhere.
Something like that.
I know that they're talking about doing that here, I believe in front of the state capitol building or somewhere else like that as well. So it seems like they have Black Lives Matter getting painted on the streets in a lot of places. I had sort of an interesting conversation with my sister about this. So the Black Lives Matter movement, right? Is it something that you more agree with the movement as a whole, just for people who are in support of Black lives and cultural change, or people who are, what am I trying to say? Or do you think that the movement is I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Do you think that the movement is out there just to, like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, get publicity, or may not be like all there? Because I think I don't know. There's thoughts and feelings on both sides, I think.
Yeah. Like I support the thought of Black Lives Matter. These situations being brought to the forefront. As far as the whole movement of it as a whole, and everything that goes with it, I'm I'm still not 100% sure on the agenda of Black Lives Matter. Let's see. Who would I say? I'm trying to think who started Black Lives Matter. The person who's actually funding it.
I don't know.
I hadn't even looked up any agenda or talking points, speaking points of the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah. No, just the thought of it bringing awareness to the situations that have went on. Yeah, I'm all for that. Yeah. Now, as far as like, what was the second part you said? Publicity.
Do you think it's like that? Either that or do you think the movement is I don't know. I don't know how to frame what I was trying to say, but I was just saying, like, I would probably pretty much just try trying to say, like, how much do you agree with it as a movement as a whole? So you might have already answered that. So
just back to what I said. I agree with the things, the awareness and the bringing to light the situations, but as far as like a whole collective movement, as far as I'm still not even 100% sure what the rest of the agenda is besides bringing to light, a lot of these instances and being what do you call it? I guess a voice to
a catalyst for change.
Being a catalyst for change. I mean, it's good and all, it's great, but now, like, going back to the last episode when I was talking about sincerity versus, PR stunts, Black Lives Matter has kind of, it's, what am I trying to say? How am I trying to frame this now? It's like everywhere now. Yeah. So you see it everywhere. You see companies, with the Black Lives Matter sign and them posting up things about it. But, I don't know, man. I'm not even 100% sure on it.
Yeah. I think that I sort of feel like, I think the movement as a whole, is obviously good to try to bring awareness to the injustices of Black people. Right. And as long as they're trying to, push for positive change in that respect, I think that, and I think that they should. I think that, it's a good thing. As long as they're, I guess, real and true about that, whatever you want to say. But I too am not sure of all the talking points or all, their whole platform, so I can't really fully speak to that. As long as that's what it is, we've already talked about this. We both have family of all different skin tones. So I do believe that, that every person's life matters regardless of who they are. And the situations that we're doing right now, the situation that we're talking about right now with this, that is at the forefront, and needs more attention, has always needed more attention. That's what I believe. I believe that every person is valuable regardless of who they are. But I think that, and I think that what they're saying in this, with this movement, obviously, is that, this is what we should be talking about right now because it's still more prevalent, still prevalent today, stuff that's been going on for hundreds of years. So, right.
So this is their statement, their mission statement. So it says Black Lives Matter was founded in 2013 in response to the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murderer. Black Lives Matter Foundation, Inc. is a global organization in the U.S., UK, and Canada whose mission is to eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on Black communities by the state and vigilantes. By combating and countering acts of violence, creating space for Black imagination and innovation, and centering Black joy. We are winning immediate improvements in our lives. And then, of course, there's like another long list of things. Yes, I could definitely get behind that part. As far as like, I know the mission is to eradicate white supremacy. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a tough one. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah, I'm supportive of everything that they're trying to do.
Yeah, there's so many groups out there that it's going to be hard to totally eradicate that, unfortunately. But yeah, that definitely, definitely makes sense and understand a little more about, what their platform is. That, and also, obviously that started, around the Trayvon Martin, murder acquittal. It's so crazy. So, yeah. So, yeah, man. But I think that there's people who agree and people who disagree with it, and it doesn't always get out like maybe why they disagree or what they disagree with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's I think a lot of people don't really know the situations. They see it on the news and whatever, but they hadn't lived the shoes of people of color to know why people are saying this. It's like I seen a video today where I forgot what city it was in, because there's multiple cities that have painted the Black Lives Matter down a main street or something, where this lady was coloring in or like trying to paint over all the letters, her and her boyfriend, husband, whatever. And she was saying because it was a racist agenda, saying Black Lives Matter. So she got there was people on the street, yelling at her and her husband, whatever, trying to fight them. So, yeah, I could see how. Never mind. I don't see how anybody could do this.
Which situation was that again?
I forgot what city it was in, but it was a lady painting over.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
I just saw that video today myself.
Yeah,
so crazy. But
I mean, I'm usually the type of person I like to try and think where these people are coming from, and I like to play devil's advocate in my head and stuff like that. And I just got a whole bunch of stuff running through my head at the moment and at other random times of the day, where I'm just like, oh, I kind of see why they would think that, but I can't totally think that because I'm a person of color. I'm a Black person. I'm a Black man living in America.
Yeah.
Has to deal with this stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think I'm trying to say I don't know, man. I think that as a Christian person, just thinking about it from that angle, I know that like I said, I value everybody's life, one way or the other, and then. But I do also know that, the people who are persecuted, also, deserve to have a voice somewhere. And I think that's what, this is trying to say. And, as long as they stay on, on the message, I guess, then that's what truly matters. As long as they stay on the message and people aren't out there just trying to, find a way to make a buck off of it and change it into something that it's not, I guess. So I don't know, whatever. Anyway, well, that's all I got.
Yep. I mean, I got a bunch of other stuff too, but we could save it for another time.
Anything fun or exciting?
Fun or exciting, man. I saw something on one of my Facebook pages that I think a friend just posted up a song or something, and it brought me back to my high school days. And I started thinking, dang, could we make a show centered around like our top 10, 15 like high school, like jams or parties, songs that played at a dance or party that just got everybody like, hype. Like just regional stuff, whether it's just regional, local, whatever, so I started putting together a list of things like that. So I don't know. I was thinking maybe we could do that in a future episode. Yeah. I already have like way too many. It's a lot, so I'm trying to narrow down some things. So yeah, those 4 years of high school were pretty dope, music wise. So it could be a future show.
Yeah, that might be fun. There's a lot of songs that that you could think of. You know what I'm saying? Just right off the top of your head. You know what I'm saying with it. That you could think of that were, probably, that were bangers at parties. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. Well, all right. Well, is that it?
Is it that time?
I guess that time. Sure.
Is that time, people? Hit us up. Twitter, Instagram, #BlackOutPod, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, Anchor, Spreaker, YouTube. Any place you listen to podcasts, we're there. #BlackoutPod@gmail.com is where you could email us stuff. Email us a list of, if you're listening to this, email us a list of your top, 5 songs from high school, and tell us the I guess the year range that you were in high school that these songs were playing.
Yeah.
That just got, the party jumping and whatever, or just whatever everybody was banging in their car at the time. Yeah, so email us that. Or you could just call us and tell us, 3853-BLAKPC or 3853-252-572. Do it there. And then after you do that, get yourself some Hooks Rubs and Spices from Etsy.com. Go to hooksrub.com. Get yourself some hooks. Hopefully you used some yesterday. It was July 4th, so maybe you use some then. But you don't necessarily have to use it at a barbecue. You can use it anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
What did you cook on July 4th? Y'all cook anything fun?
Nothing out of the normal. I mean, I smoked some ribs. That was about it. Ribs and some burgers and some chicken thighs. That was it. I mean, I was going to do that regardless anyway. Yeah. 4th or not. So, nice. Yeah, that was it. And I just baked some chocolate chip cookies right before we started recording from scratch.
Sounds tasty.
Man, I tell you what, I've turned into quite the baker since being on quarantine.
Have you now?
Yep. Did a sweet potato pie from scratch.
I remember you said that.
Did a blackberry and peach cobbler. That was dope. And then I did this, whatever this is. I just made chocolate chip cookies from scratch. Everything from scratch, man.
Nice.
Pie dough from scratch. Cookies from scratch.
Nice. Yeah. That's cool. That sounds good. Sounds very tasty. Let's see. What do we make? We just did burgers, some grilled vegetables like on skewers, some salad and some other random snacks. So, yeah, so not too crazy, but it's a good chill 4th. So, but yeah, that from scratch food sounds tasty though.
It is. It was.
All right, cool. Well, on that note, I guess I'm blacking out.
All right, people, blacking out.
Peace.